With laser-like focus, Steve Fudge racks up the points at this pinball machine, breaking the 1 million mark without even breaking a sweat. Now, by winning the New Brunswick Pinball Championships, he's secured a spot at the North American Championships in Las Vegas later this month.
It's like an addiction. I love the artwork, I love the lights, I love how tactile it is.
I can tell you breathe into your disguise. I will sell the dolls of your demise. Feasibility's too low to steal. Fingernail.
Hi, I'm Steve Fudge. I'm an amateur filmmaker. I'm a guy with a lot of hobbies. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm an actor. I'm a rapper. I'm an animator. I do all the things. But most importantly for this film, I play competitive pinball.
Oh, the save.
Such is the way. Pinball is very unpredictable at times. I never thought it would bring me anywhere, but as luck would have it this year, I managed to win the New Brunswick Championship. They gave me this cool trophy and everything.
Fingernails have never felt this real.
I come from St. John, New Brunswick. It's a beautiful city. We've got beaches.
Stick on, summer's too short to melt you. Stick on, summer's too short to melt you.
We're right on the ocean.
Typical design. Those beautiful beholders' eyes are mine.
We've got a hedge maze, because why not? And most importantly, we have my new favorite watering hole, 83 Bar Arcade.
Leave you here with me, you gorgeous thing.
Home to retro video games like Pac-Man and Donkey Kong, and they got pinball.
Stick on, the summer's too short to melt you. Stick on.
It's a 80s bar that is play 80s music. We have 80s vintage games and 80s sensibilities. I don't know.
This is actually my favorite job that I've ever had, I think. The environment and the people, like the regulars and stuff, I have probably some of the best conversations with. And just all of the people that I work with are just really like great people, and it's always positive energy, and even my boss is just like amazing. So it just is one of the best places I've ever worked.
We're just all about positive vibes and drinking beers and gaming. I don't know. Is that an 80s sensibility? I feel like it is.
Now that there are pinball machines at my place of work, I occasionally try them out. I'm terrible at playing, but I really like it.
I'm not very good at it, but that doesn't matter. It's all about enthusiasm. What I lack in skill, I make up for in how many tokens I put in the machines. Yeah.
I just like all the different colors, and it just like really nostalgic. When I was really little, my favorite game was Candyland to play, like board game wise. So now with like pinball machines and stuff, it's just kind of all of the lights and like just, I don't know, that eye-hand coordination, which I'm not very good at, but I still, like, it's just fun.
A rare combination of something that's archaic but modern, and it also it's structured, but it can be completely random. So no matter how well you know a pinball machine, unless you're one of the top 20 or 30 players in the world, no matter how well you know a machine, you can step up and still gutter down the middle.
I like gambling, and so at least when you start playing pinball, it's mostly a gamble until you develop a little skill.
It's a game that you can get very good at, you can be very proud of yourself, and then you can be humbled the next minute because it's still a machine. It's still got a lot of randomness to it.
On any ball, a bad player could beat a good player.
I mean, you get to learn the rule sets for different games. You get to find out the kind of games that you're good at, the kind of shots that you're good at. And it makes for interesting when you're traveling and you get to play different machines you've never played before.
You can't walk by a pinball table and not notice the flashing lights and the blaring noises, and it just kind of catches your eyes. It's the whole carnival effect. Like, you walk through a midway in a carnival, and all the games and stuff are designed to catch your eyes. So these are the same way too.
Especially with some of the like really old ones, like they're just like encapsulated in time.
It's visually striking, and it looks like it's a whole lot of fun.
Like, I love that it's sort of a community building thing also, like the pinball league and everything. And everyone who plays pinball here is just friends with each other now because of a mutual interest.
Overall, skill gets you better, but on any given day you could pull a Steve Fudge.
What I didn't know when I won the championship is that it gives me a seat in the North American Championship in Las Vegas, Nevada. I got really excited and then a little bummed out right away because I couldn't afford to go. I had to do something. I started a Kickstarter to do this film. Here we go. We're going to go on this journey together.
I can mix the colors of your eyes, a button on your back to make you lie. I can draw to match your phony smile, let you fall and leave you there a while. Shame that you can't bend your legs at all. I just prop you up against the wall. Stick on, the summer's too short to melt you. Stick on, the summer's too short to melt you.
I know Steve Fudge a long time ago, coming from out west. I moved back to the Maritimes, and I moved in with him and his roommate at the time. We drank a lot for the first little bit. I'm not going to get into that for this movie, of course.
Steve Fudge is a regular that comes in and plays pinball quite often, and all around good dude, very positive vibes, matches those 80s sensibilities I was talking about.
He comes into the bar quite often and is a pretty well-known pinball player around.
I met Steve several years ago, just I think hanging out at the same brew pub possibly. We're both musicians. I think we crossed paths that way at some point. But I got to know him best once we started playing competitive pinball. And my wife and I formed the Fundy Flippers Pinball League just about 2 years now. And Steve was there from the beginning, one of our charter members. And it was one of the ones that helped us to make it grow. Got a lot of his friends involved, and so he's been there since the beginning. And when we had our first provincial championship, I wanted to win, but if I couldn't win, I was glad it was Steve that won.
I found out that he was a good pinball player, and a couple buddies of mine told me that I had to get in touch with him about coming to play some pinball at my place.
Do you have any strategies when you play pinball?
It depends on if I'm playing for fun or if I'm playing for, in a tournament. In a tournament, I look for the most amount of points in the shortest amount of time because you don't know how long your ball is going to play for. So any mini game or any target that gives you the most amount of points, that's what I usually go for.
I'm trying to get better at gaming, So oftentimes, like, the pinball machine will yell out like what it wants you to do next, like what part it wants you to aim at next, especially with Theater of Magic, because there's so many different zones on there, and it'll say like aim for the center staircase, aim for the trap door. So I always try and like follow what the game is saying, because I feel like that's the best way to actually get the points and like get bonus points and stuff like that.
I try to control the ball as much as possible. I try to slow down the ball. I don't like a wild ball.
Okay.
Learn how to stall the ball on the flipper or do a little flipper pass.
There we go.
Learning stuff like that is pretty critical.
Mostly just don't let the ball go out is my strategy, but yeah.
I pretty much just try to keep the ball alive as much as possible, and I shoot for the flashing lights.
Skill shot. A small pass again. One of the first things you have to do when you're making a film is you got to raise some money. So I had to go through a lot of things in order to raise a few bucks here and there. Among those things, I did a 50-50 at work. Thank you to all my coworkers for helping. And all these other things.
Where's the actual camera? Right above the searing light. I recently won a pinball championship. The provincial. That's a cut. I should leave the come on because I said it earlier.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
And of course, once the video was done, I had to go promote it in order to raise the money. I drove a lot.
I'm heading outside of the city limits to be on the Sploodcast. Tomorrow I have to get up at an ungodly hour and I'm being interviewed by CBC Radio at like 6 in the morning. We'll see if I can talk by then. I don't know, I sound like Alex Jones right now. Probably one of Bloomberg's men. You know, they're putting the chemicals in the water to make sure that we become complacent to the government so that they can take our guns.
Mark Splood.
Oh, hi there.
Oh,
what
hey.
are you doing here?
Oh, hey, hello, hi. I'm very on time.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, for you, you definitely are.
Yeah.
You were 48 minutes late, which means you were 12 minutes early.
Right.
Steve Fudge time. Welcome to the show. It's been a while since you've been on this show.
I like your coasters.
Yeah, it makes me feel famous.
It's really
cool.
Cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
I should use one.
You should probably use one.
And I had to deal with the weather.
This is just to let y'all know what I'm coming from. This is March in St. John, New Brunswick. I'm cold.
You guys ready for your final comedian of the evening? Woo! He says he's a doctor, but don't let him touch you. Give it up for Steve Fudge. It's a good day. I got my status card. Yeah, I'm not native, but it's just a card that says single, poor, and bad with people. I'm not.
You're listening to Information Morning in St. John on CBC Radio 1. I'm Julia Wright. World Report's next. Now, for most of us, when we think about pinball, we think about the 70s, the golden age of arcades, about teenagers lining up, pumping those nickels into the slots. Maybe that song by The Who. But the game is still a way of life for some pinball diehards in New Brunswick. I'm sitting across the table from one now, Steve Fudge. He won the New Brunswick Pinball Championships back in January. And with that title comes an invitation to compete in the North American Championships.
All right, this one's for my friend Brittany.
And this month.
I did still compete in local competitions, so I drove to Moncton for this one.
Goodbye, PEI. Prince Edward, I'm sure we'll get by alright. Till I come to say hi. Trace the whiskey and trace the stage another time. And St. John's still in mind. Grab a pipe, grab a mic, play some pinball, and tell them all quickly that Brittany is doing just fine.
And at this point I did manage to raise enough money for my plane tickets, and that's really all the main goal was, is to get there. After that, everything's just eating. I mean, I'll eat garbage if I have to. I don't want to, but I will. I didn't raise enough money to bring a second cameraman or a friend with me, but as luck would have it, my friend Robin was planning a vacation anyway and heard about my trip, and so she paid her own way to come join me, so I had somebody to pal around with.
So I'm going to Vegas. It's now a real thing. First it was just a possibility, now it's a thing. I've got my plane ticket, I've got a hotel, and I made the 5 o'clock news. That's pretty cool.
And a couple of my friends got interviewed as well. Tom MacArthur runs the Fundy Flippers Pinball League here in St. John.
Fundy Flippers was formed once we discovered that there was a governing body of pinball, International Flipper Pinball Association. A local person had run a couple of tournaments in a donaire shop where they had some machines, but it wasn't very regulated, and there was no way to really report the score. So I did a little research and got in touch with the people that run the league in Halifax, and they were a lot of help. So we decided we would set up a league just so we could have competitive tournaments. Now we've got probably 60 or 70 people in the last 2 years that have come out to tournaments, and as a result now have an IFPA number, and they have a ranking worldwide, and also you get a provincial ranking for the tournaments that you play in the province. So we set it up as just as a kind of a loose structure of a league in order to organize tournaments, and now we're doing league night, and we're doing provincial tournaments every year. So yes, pinball is still out there. Yes, they are still making new games, and it's a way to get people that are interested in pinball together to actually play and compete.
I played a little bit as a kid, and when they opened the 83 Barcade in St. John, I started playing pinball again.
Then, more stand-up.
You ready for your next comedian? Get up for Steve Fudge, everybody. I have a neurological dysfunction. It's hard for me to make eye contact in the presence of cleavage. So it's not my fault. I don't know what you guys do on your day off, but I took the liberty of naming our prostitutes. Shuffles, because every day. Shuffles 2, Electric Boogaloo.
A big hurdle in this is I was sent the list of games that we were going to play in the championships. We don't have any of them in our city. Being that New Brunswick is the newest league in this thing, I'm automatically 53rd out of 53 people competing. That's a lot of pressure. My biggest fear was coming in last. I don't want to be 53rd out of 53.
I was contacted by somebody in our Fundy Flippers League who has one of the games that I'm going to be playing in Vegas. So he lives in another city, so I'm going to drive there. That's what you do.
I think I have a flat tire. I did.
I made it to Fredericton. That's cool. It's a whole different city than mine. I'm here with David.
Hello.
David was nice enough to message me and offer up his Tron cabinet.
The object of Tron is to get from the grid all the way up to the portal. So you have to complete each one of these blinking lights all the way up. Those are called modes. So there's one there, and then the arcade is another one.
All right,
let's
give
her
a
a
shot.
Making tracks, Halifax. Please tell Gus, bet your butts I'll be coming back. when there's time to relax. Eat a gyro on the corner and have some laughs. No, I won't leave too fast. Clear the patios, daddy-o. Go get a picture, I'll sit there. My sisters, now pour me a glass.
We looked at some more machines, and then we were off to a Fredericton tournament.
Tournament day.
You got this.
Nope, I don't. Steve Fudged it.
The verb to Steve Fudge a game occurred during one of our monthly tournaments here at 83 Bar Arcade.
Steve Fudging is a term that we kind of coined.
It's when you play a game, you let the first ball go, and it drains without you touching it.
Steve's always been competitive, always been in the in the top. So many players. Has bad tournaments like all of us.
And then the next ball.
Steve was generally regarded as the best player in our little circle of pinball players at this arcade.
But this one particular day, he just did not have the mojo happening.
And then a third ball. So you play an entire game without ever being able to use your flippers. It either goes out the sides or right down the middle, including free balls and ball saves.
Played 3 balls and never once touched them with his flippers.
And that includes extra ball or ball saves. It's not statistically probable that that would happen.
That is one of the hardest, unluckiest things to have ever happen. Now have it happen 2 more full times. 3 full plays on a game without ever touching it. Minimum 9 balls. Astronomical odds. It's almost would have to hit a flipper at some point, but it doesn't.
He didn't touch the ball with his flippers for 4 tables.
Is almost as unlikely as winning the lottery.
So Frank, another buddy of ours, called it Steve Fudging.
It is entered into the annals of Fundy Flippers lexicon now. When somebody says you Steve Fudged the ball, everybody knows exactly what you mean.
That's Steve Fudging it. It's astronomically unlucky pinball play.
He did it for 4 tables in a row, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen because he was mad as hell.
Sometimes things break.
We're going to use the same format that we've been using in the last few tournaments. So it's a 4-player match play. Once I start the program, it'll come up and tell you who your grouping is, what 4 people.
And of course, make some new friends.
You're my competition, so we meet again. Hi, I'm Steve.
Hi, I'm Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany. You are my competition.
Yes.
Every table is different, so when approaching a new machine, my first goal is just to play it. Then it's to learn its physics, see if I can get a decent score, then try to beat my own score, and then try to beat everyone else's.
another promo. I gotta go solo, I gotta get it done, and then I can run.
You're my competition in the next game.
Yeah, I've never played pinball before.
First time playing pinball?
Yeah.
Ah. So that means you're gonna win.
I hope so.
I think that's how it works.
I gotta get it done, and then I can run if chaos ain't home, and Marcus on the road. They'll never be alone. They can always find Jamie on the radio.
You're Matt, you're my competition. You're Jake.
Yes, sir.
You're my competition. I'm Steve.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Denny, you're my competition.
What day of the week is it the best time to buy? Gonna make it someday, I hope not too long. But with all these changes, like a blink and it's gone. I hope you're there, don't up and leave. Need you to show me your Japan. I hope you're there, I'm on my way, I think. Don't move a muscle till I land.
Hi, you're Desiree. Hi, I'm Steve. All right, you're my competition. Good luck. You're welcome. Yeah, that's what I do.
Make me a robot, draw me a house. I know there's nothing here that you can't figure out. Share with me the wisdom, the things I don't yet understand. Tell me it's beautiful, I'll say I can't imagine, but it's all I do, man. I hope you're there, don't up and wave. Need you to show me your Japan.
So Steve, how are you feeling about this tourney?
I'm not sure.
On your road to gold.
So far in this tournament, I've been second place in every game, which is not where I want to be. I want to be in the first place. That's where you don't want. But it says extra bowling hits, so I think I just did a good thing, and I just scrolled the points.
So now what we see is this is marking 100,000.
Oh, okay.
Added to that. So you basically rolled it. Your
I
ball
don't
number.
Get overconfident because you still have a turn.
The day. At night your dream was far away, and I'll be here.
It's the fast rate of my. This isn't good.
It's the bonus. So I think
it's more snow. So this is what I have to deal with on a daily basis around here. There's my car. It's good times. Thanks to Brandon, I got in touch with Pat from Spin It in Moncton. He has 7 of the games that I'm going to be playing there, which is 7 less games to have to focus on when I'm in Vegas. I'm driving to Moncton tomorrow. Woo! Looking for Pat in Moncton. Pat owns and runs a record store in Moncton that also has pinball.
Your double flippers over here. Okay, so you can lose the ball between these flippers very easily.
Can.
You can try to hold the ball on the bottom flipper, which is your natural instinct to do. The key to this game really is to build up your multiplier. So, really easy pass. Spelling paragon is important too. bring that up all the way down, and then spelling Paragon. In a row drop targets over there.
You can't spell, probably. Microbrew, reprobate, robotically. You can smell, you can't spell, microbial. Bathroom problems, microbiological. You can tell, or corroborate, but you can't spell it, or struggle pro, or hydrobiologist. You can't spell probation, probiotic, whopping, improbable, acrobatic, aerobic, with.
We're gonna head to the Dieppe Bowlerama.
How many machines do you have?
I have 120 machines right now.
That is crazy to me.
And it's crazy to me. It's crazy in general. It's one of those things though, I'm always wheeling and dealing and trading, and you know, you buy a non-working machine for cheap, hopefully, and flip it or get it fixed by someone who knows what they're doing. Or sometimes I can fix some things now, but I really just want to play. I've got Bob in St. John, Greg in Halifax. They do a lot of stuff I can't handle, and I appreciate them so much. I'd pick up machines in barns and stuff, or yard sales, and I'd play them until they would die, and then I would throw them in dumpsters because they were so worthless at that point. I didn't know how to fix them, and nobody did. Nobody knew how to fix them. I always kept Paragon because that was my very favorite, even though so I played it until it really couldn't be played anymore. One day this guy comes into my store and he was buying 45s, and he kept buying the same 45s over and over again, and I was asking him, like, why do you keep buying the same ones? And he says, I fix jukeboxes, I fill them up with top 40 hits, and then I sell them. So I said, oh my God, you fix jukeboxes, you must fix pinball machines. Got to become an obsession. So I was buying every single pinball machine I could come across at that point forward. And since then, I've probably had 200 pinball machines come through my hands.
Corroborate, but you can't spell it, or struggle pro, or hydrobiologist. You can't spell probation, probiotic, whopping, improbable, acrobatic, aerobic, hot dog throbbing, without you can't spell, I can tell you.
That's no moon.
No.
You can't spell, astrobiologist, what words have rhymed with it, like neurobiologist. You can tell me that you can spell, or words I've never heard, like probabilistic, or chaparral. Well, I can tell. You can't spell all these things without you.
Getting your name in as a high scorer on the game is always a proud moment.
We're taking off from Dieppe and heading to Riverview. 3 cities in one day. The only bowling alley, you gotta take your shoes off at the door. So it's the cleanest carpets you'll see in a bowling alley ever.
There it is.
It's one of the best EMs of all time. And it happens to be a drop target game, which is my very favorite kind of game.
Where there's a will, the way will present itself. The heart is here where you dwell, and I know you're bound to excel. Before you bid farewell, and it's true that poetry spins from your spool. Ingenuity is your.
We're heading back to Moncton to go to the university student bar on the campus. So we're going to be the oldest men on campus.
Again.
Shortly.
Oh, we're gonna be short too?
Your words bring warmth to the cool. Your mind is a jewel and it shines on paper, on canvas and glass. Inspirational hands to lend. It's good to mix real with pretend, and even light will bend. Invent your own moments, your stories unfolding. You can reap what you're sowing, and your seeds are still growing. Now the gifts are in motion.
In my basement, for the tournament, you'll be playing Attack from Mars, Indiana Jones, and Star Trek Premium.
If the words are unspoken and the tones are all tokens and the wire is broken, where there's a will.
This is amazing.
Where there's a will. Where there's a will. Where there's a will. There's a will.
Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a pinball wizard. Jim, they're getting closer. What the hell was that? Torpedo lock on 20 degrees Mark
started out just collecting, and then it became kind of an obsession, and I started buying more and more. But then I started upgrading my collection by selling off lesser machines, in my opinion. And then it came to a point that I had so many pinball machines and I didn't know what to do with them anymore. I didn't have a place to put them, but I didn't want to get rid of them because then I couldn't play them anymore. So I approached a few local bars, hotels, campgrounds, bowling alleys. They're out there being loved. And, you know, if I do make a few extra bucks here and there from operating them, I buy another machine. I'm not sure exactly what drew me in as a kid that hooked me so badly, but now as an adult, I really appreciate the artwork and just the effort that went into them as far as design goes, I think that it's a whole world under the glass that is, I like exploring, I guess. I like figuring out exactly what every nook and cranny of the pinball machine is about, what it does. Yeah, it's definitely an obsession. 100%. I'm sick in the head for pinball. So right now I got pinball.
Dangling by my peripheral spinal forms. You try to hide it before you rolled your eyes, laughed at my bad jokes, releasing my dopamine.
This is an emergency broadcast. The Earth is being invaded by flying saucers from Mars.
Dancing crosswords at diners and stories made up of patrons before you parted. We stretched the time further and followed our dotted lines.
Not you again. Martian, attack! We gotta save the Statue of Liberty!
Save me! Save me!
We'll fight for our freedom!
Well done!
Nobody messes with the USA!
Here's the point where I finally go to Vegas. Alright, that was me. I did actually get to go to Las Vegas, Nevada, though. Unfortunately, I lost all the footage of my first day, the entire trip there. But this whole film was whittled down from 14 hours and 21 minutes, so in a way, I guess that's good. All you missed was me and Robin running from gate to gate at the airport, trying to catch our planes.
Alright guys, here's the situation. Doesn't matter real quick. Charge this guy extra. What's that? A little... Oh, okay. Welcome to Vegas, and hope everybody has a good time. We're gonna go up here to Terminal 1, pick up a few more people going to Circus, and then so far we got Circus and Golden Nugget.
Checked into the hotel last night. Here's my view. It looks cooler at night.
On the balcony, eating ice cream, passed out too cold, too fast for my little brain. Let's go to Billy's house, see if he'll come out, or if not, invite us into playing video games. This city where we met as kids used to clench our fists so the cold wouldn't get us. Fog and mist both smell like fish, so we squint and try not to lick our lips. If only we could fly.
Life is mostly froth and bubble. Two things stand alone. Kindness in another's trouble. Courage in your own. Do not worry, little one. You are not in trouble, but have courage today in your adventures. And come back to visit Zoltar for more wisdom.
It's like you're in a big pinball machine. Lots of flashing lights, you're compelled to keep moving. There's always something going on. You're not quite sure what to expect if you've never been there before.
If only we could fly. Head south for the winter time, where the dream won't die of a better life. Smoke alarm, burnt sugar, evacuating weight, just trying to make some breakaway glass with the burner on, away for too long. And they forgave us, guess you have a knack for saving our backs. This city where we met as kids used to clench our fists so the cold wouldn't get us. Fog and mist both smell like fish, so we squint and try not to lick our lips. If only we could fly, head south for the winter time, where the dream won't die of a better life. This city where we met as kids used to clench our fists so the cold wouldn't get us. Fog and mist both smell like fish, so we squint and try not to lick our lips. If only we could fly.
The coins are rolled up. The coins are solid. We know that because you tried to bend yours. Just to confirm before I do the trick, how many coins do you see right there? Four, okay. Watch. If I squeeze them tightly and squeeze here, even though my hands are far apart, if I shake, one of them will jump out of this hand and land over here. I'm going to do that again. With this coin. Same trick. It's going to end up in my left hand. If you listen this time, you'll actually hear it land in my left hand. How many do you see? 3? Okay, listen. 2. I know you weren't expecting me to be this good. It's all right.
Holy cow, it's a busy spot up here. I've been doing all the things.
Oh, fun.
That's what you do when you're in Vegas. You do all the things. I've been hustled a little bit. I've done my own hustling a little bit. I've been on the strip. I've been all over the place. I've been looking at things. Las Vegas looks like a giant pinball machine, especially at night. It's a lot of flashing lights, and you don't know what's going on, and it's really fast-paced, and you really got to stay on your toes.
Oh, that's awesome, my man. All right, so you've got the North American Pinball Championships coming up. How do you feel participating against some of the absolute best in North America?
Well, fortunately, I'm also one of the best in North America.
I know that one without saying, but I mean, you're up against some pretty good competition, I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, being that every single person that I have to compete against is also a champion of their province or state, it's a little nerve-wracking.
So let me get into how this happens exactly, because when I say North American Pinball Championships, how does this work exactly? Is it just one high score? Is this over a matter of a couple of days? How does that work?
Well, it's one day. Thursday is the competition. Starting at 10 a.m. Las Vegas time, they give us an hour to practice on the machines. Thankfully, I get to visit the place ahead of time and play on the actual machines we're going to be playing in the tournament. They gave us a list. It's an elimination round, best out of 7 head-to-head.
Do you know who you're going?
So I could go down in the first round.
Well,
that's the scary part.
That was my question. Do you know who you are taking on in the first round?
Well, I have a list of names, but I haven't met them yet.
Okay. Are there any groupies when it comes to the North American Pinball? I mean, you guys are all professionals. You got your professional athletes, and you got your professional actors, and now you got your professional pinballers. Do you have any groupies by any chance?
No, I have to be my own groupie.
That can be a bit weird. Steve, I really hope for the very best, man. I know you're going to get through round one, and I know you'll be at least getting into the final moments of the North American Pinball Championships. All the best, brother.
Thank you very much. That would be delightful. We'll see what happens.
My man, thanks for your time. I appreciate it, and I'll be following along closely.
Awesome. If I lose, it stays in Vegas.
We found a hotel that had a replication of New York streets on the inside. Pretty cool. And happily for me, they had some pinball machines. And one of the ones I needed to play.
Things that you need without a cold shoulder freeze. You got to breathe it on. Another gig contested, you're still the only option is kill, so let the show now begin. Try best, quell your doubts, you have this way about you, know, feel free your mind. Let's hear it one more time for you. Dim the lights, wipe your mind clear. Close your eyes, tuck in those tears. Let the bad of the world disappear. And don't let nightmares scare you, they're merely just dreams for your fears.
and a phone call to explain to me what's going on. Take Penguin for a walk and we'll talk. Robin wanted to go to the Stratosphere because it's really tall and has a thing you can dangle off of the roof from. Olivia will say what's next to bring, Anderson will do his comedy. Nevaeh will beat us to the swing and I'll smile while
Okay, it's tall.
Luckily for me, it also had an arcade. Unlucky for me, that arcade was closed due to a fire and some water damage. So I couldn't play. Hey dude, could you meet me down at Pepper's for a pint or we can go get a food? I need you for a chat, I've been down and maybe soon we can find your beans another new playground. Olivia will say what's next to bring, Anderson will do his comedy. Nevaeh will beat us to the swing and I'll smile while you sing. So you know next time you travel internationally, thinking things irrationally, crying while in traffic silly. I don't own a run a diner in another city. You're so funny, I don't have a secret life.
Made it, Ma! Top of the world!
Back at our casino, a guy in a suit asked us to follow him. That always turns out well.
We're being whisked away by this guy from CSI because we're very, very important, but we're not in trouble. That's what we need to know. That's Mike. Oh, you're blurry. There we go. We're important. That's why we got this. Woo. Woo.
Please do take me with you when we were taken quite a distance away from the hotel and the strip. I can see now what would happen if I to listen to a 3-hour timeshare presentation. The place was beautiful and this far away from everything. We said no. Allow me to follow the summer. But it did still give us a free dinner at a fancy place and free tickets to a live Vegas show. Put your phone away, Steve. And I couldn't help but keep eyeballing roller coasters. The only time it rained while we were there was indoors, in a mall. How cool is that? We've discovered more pinball machines near to where I have to sleep, which is good. I'll skip that practice and go to the practice at the actual place I'm playing the tournament at. Yeah, well, we're on an adventure. This is the address they gave us, so hopefully we're at Flipperspiel. It turns out it is the right place. It's way in the middle of nowhere. It's nowhere close to where the travel agent told me, according to close to my hotel. No, not at all. Unfortunately, I was told I can't film there. So all I was able to do was capture my scores. And so what are you gonna do? I did just that. I captured my scores. And I got some practice. And of course you stagger that with seeing more sights and sounds of Las Vegas.
If I can keep myself awake, if I can somehow keep in motion, spend all the rest of my days speeding up to the sun, catch all my wings during daydreams, keep one eye open all time. If I see that sun in a blink, I'm all that much closer, I'm catching up soon enough. I know it's gonna be mine. I know it's gonna be mine. Please do take me with you. I won't be a pest, I swear. Don't make me beg. Please promise you won't even know I'm there.
And would I be me if I didn't end up in at least one neighborhood I was warned not to go to? But we did make it back to the hotel safely, and now it's time to rest up. It's gonna be a big day tomorrow. Today's the big day. It's the morning of the tournament, and I'm gonna have a good time. Alright, wish me luck. I'm very nervous. It's really hard to get Wi-Fi anywhere outside of your room. We got a city full of technology. No Wi-Fi. Oh, and all the change you get, no matter what you pay and what your change is nickels. And everyone is called Marcus. Your guide to Vegas. You're welcome. I took a little bit advantage that the tournament was being live streamed, so I didn't feel quite as nervous about filming.
You cannot play the same game twice in the
But everything went by so fast.
30 seconds of practice before every game.
I didn't get all the footage I wanted. I'll keep you updated. So far, competition is fierce. The guy I'm up against is ranked 12th, I think, or something, and I'm ranked 53rd.
I'm a villain?
First round, I killed it, crushed it. It was awesome. And tournaments tend to cause you to talk about yourself in the third person. So that's not my fault. Second round, not so good for Steve.
Thanks, good game.
Round 3, not so good for Steve. It's 3-1 for that guy, bad for Steve.
I got it. 2 seconds, okay.
I just beat him in the last round on Barracora, so I'm in it for at least one more game. But he's 3-2, so this could be my last game, the next one I play. Don't know, but thank you everybody for rooting for me and cheering me on and watching the stuff and updates and all that. Before we knock me out of the tournament, let's make some friends. What got you into pinball?
My father did. He played at a young age and then he brought it into the house.
I always liked it when I was a kid. Like a lot of people, played it in what was left of the arcades in the early 90s.
So I would say 7 or 8 years. I started when I was in my 20s. A buddy of mine kind of introduced me to it, and I just started playing like every day.
I started playing pinball about 3 years ago up in Vermont.
Nice. Had you played when you were a kid?
I had never touched a game of pinball until 3 years ago.
Oh wow! And now you're in.
Playing.
Now you're in a championships.
Now I'm in a championship.
So you obviously got good very fast.
I had some very good friends who played pinball, and then I just started playing all the time. And then I got a machine, and then I got another machine. I will never sell the first one that I bought.
Which one is that?
It's New York. It's an EM game.
I don't know this one.
It's the same as Spirit of 76, but it's a 2-player game. It's a limited edition 2-player game that was made the year that Roger Sharp plunged the ball correctly in New York, and they re-legalized pinball, 1976.
Huh. Wow. Did you have a favorite game growing up?
I didn't start until late middle school, so.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
So you've been playing for about
5 or 6 years.
Competitively for the last 4 years. So I won the provincial championship, which was held in January of 2019. That was in Halifax, Nova Scotia, so I'm the Nova Scotia provincial champion for this year.
You know, you are possibly the reason why I am the New Brunswick champion.
How so?
Because I didn't have to compete against you.
Yeah.
I did win a pin golf tournament down in California last year, novice division, and then I got second this year, and I came to nationals as our first representative 2 years ago.
I've just been playing in Nebraska the past 3 years, and I make a few road trips down to Kansas City and play with down in Kansas City at the 403 Club with Carrie Wing, who's here today. In Nebraska, I've been having really good luck, and I've been winning a lot. I've been the top ranked since I've started, so for about 3 years now. I won the first year we did it, and then last year I lost to my friend Tyler in the finals, and then this year I won again. So, but I've continued to be ranked first in Nebraska at least.
Well done, well done.
The first thing I won was a women's league. And then after that, I've won a knockout or two at our local place.
Cool.
Yep.
So right now you're not doing the North American.
No, I came in second in Connecticut.
That's awesome.
Which was great. But Davey's here representing Connecticut.
Cool,
so
cool.
I'm here playing the women's.
Second place is awesome.
Oh man.
Nothing wrong with that. Who won first?
My father.
Oh.
Yep, we're here supporting him.
Okay, well, at least you're still being supportive, so that's really super cool.
Pinball is such an amazing hobby because it's at the point where anybody can play pretty much, and anybody can win. Anybody can beat anybody. You play well all year long. Even if you don't win a tournament, you can still qualify for that top 16 for provincial championships. And then on that day, literally anybody can win. I've seen it all. So, I mean, and it's so cool that, you know, somebody can win a tournament in, you know, a place like in Brunswick or Nova Scotia, small places compared to some of the states that come to this. And then we get to just the same chance that they do to fly out here and compete against some of the best players in the world. Like, you know, in the top 50 IFPA rankings, there's probably 20 or more guys in there that are ranked in the top 50. Like, it's insane. The level of competition here is incredible. It's like, it's equivalent to, like, you know, being a great golfer like in your local area and then getting a chance to play like a pro-am with like some of the PGA Tour pros. That's what it feels like.
And so you get to travel because of pinball.
Yes.
How cool is that?
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And the furthest we've gone is Texas for my nationals here, but we do frequent California and Washington.
So congratulations on all your wins.
Thank you.
Would you do that thing with your face again? I absolutely love that.
And now, back to my fate.
This is it. That's my score on the right. Pinball is a gamble. I am Steve's lost sense of hope. You just beat me in the competition. How does that feel?
It feels pretty good.
That's
I hate
awesome.
taking down a good guy.
I'm
That's
all
what
right.
tournaments are for, so.
Yeah. Well, you played well.
Thank you.
Would you call yourself a villain?
Villain? No.
What if I asked you to?
Okay. Sure. I'm a villain?
I'm glad you said it as a question. No, you seem like a good guy. I really enjoyed playing against you. You play really well, and you kicked my butt.
Thanks.
So great job in this. So this moves you on to round 2, which is really awesome. So how are you feeling at this point?
Feeling good. I know there's definitely some room for improvement on the games that I did play, so looking to capitalize on that. I mean, I've played in quite a few, like Pinburg for one. There's 800 people last year.
How long have you been playing pinball?
About 4 years now, competitively. Yeah. I've been playing kind of my whole life, though. I grew up with a machine in my house.
Nice.
Actually, fishtails. So I played a lot of fishtails, and kind of just family gatherings. Once we had the fishtails at our house, my uncles, my aunts, my grandma had one at her house, so Christmas, Thanksgiving. Just grew up kind of playing pinball casually.
What is your ranking?
Currently, I think I'm ranked 94th, I believe.
94th. That's awesome. Out of, what is it, like 6,000?
60,000.
60,000
right
people.
now,
Holy
so
crap.
A lot of people out there.
So you're pretty high up. I think I can safely say that I've been beaten by one of the best.
Thank you.
So there we have it. I got knocked out of the competition, but what are you going to do? It's elimination, best out of 7. He bested me 4 out of those 7. I feel like I could have done a better job if I knew the games a little bit better, had some more practice on them. But I did what I could with the time I had. So, you know, better luck next time. I'm still the champion for New Brunswick for 2019, so you ain't taking that away from me. And I shall hold my head high and still be proud of that, because that's still pretty damn awesome. That's ball runnings, man. For real though, I am a little bummed out about it. But best I can do is try and play better next time. Y'all want to play some pinball? And I still had a day left in Vegas, so I looked at some more things.
And of course I rode the roller coaster. It's in my hotel, why not?
This scintillating box of shells, it doesn't hear what fortune tells. She swims around her lake of ash. She listens to my heart attack. See herself, to see herself, to see herself, to see herself.
Alright, I'm in the airport shuttle.
I lift my eyes to
Heading home.
coffee stains.
It's dark, so you probably can't hear me.
She always loved the sound of rain. Set out to break my smoky rings. Set traps and all the pretty things. To see myself, to see myself. See myself, to see myself, to see myself like I wish she had seen, and I'd have sweet dreams. Like our words are in tune with the air and they taste so clean. And forget for a moment this never will happen to me. Or so it seems. Or so it seems.
Or magazine map explains the main safety features of this aircraft. Please review it sometime before takeoff. Let's proceed.
When I got home, I felt like I really let everybody down, and I was really feeling it. So my friend Rob looked up the stats for me after the tournament had posted the results, and it turns out I didn't come in dead last. I didn't come in 53rd out of 53 people. I came in 38th. It turns out there were some other Canadians there that didn't do as well in the competition also. Some of them came in tied for 42. I'm 38th out of 53, not dead last. And that actually put me 6th in Canada. So that's actually not too shabby. So I will keep my head high. And I will press on. There are more tournaments to win. Thanks for watching.
All systems go.
Action.
gonna make it on this planet. How'd we get here anyway? Evolution gave us privileges, but not to stay. Love my children, and they love me. I know I don't even have to ask. It's precious to me, this life. I wish I could last. Love them longer. I hope that science can find that fountain of youth. I'm just as much afraid to die as the rest of you. Dreaming is real, then we are dreams. I'm gonna sleep alone. Gonna keep on singing and dying till you prove me wrong. When the solar flares and the vortex swirls, guess I'll try to run. If no one finds a point to this, at least we can say we had some fun.